sakit. So talagang maraming unknowns, and I think yung mga most of the politicians talagang nag-iingat din.
Yun lang, sa ngayon yun lang ang pwede nating magawa, no, while our scientists are hard at work in searching for a possible cure or vaccine for the virus. Ang pwede nating magawa ay mag-ingat. Yun na nga, iwasan na muna yung mga non-essential na paglabas-labas ng bahay. Yung sinasabi nga nila, yun na nga lang daw yung matutulong natin. Wag na lang tayo lumabas ng bahay kung hindi kailangan.
Hindi ko na nga maalala kung ano yung huli kong ginawa sa office nung ano. Para mas mahaba yata yung naging ano natin, di ba? Mas mahaba yung naging period na tayo, wala tayo sa office. Kasi maaga tayo nag-suspend, di ba?
Yes. Kasi sinubukan na po ng Ateneo, kung maalala po ng ating mga students and employees, na sinubukan na po ng Ateneo na mag dry run ng possible scenario kung mag-lockdown nga. Kaya kung maalala niyo po ng March 12, nag-suspend na po ng classes noon. March 12 to 18 lang supposedly yung dry run period, pero umabot na po hanggang May 4.
Grabe, no?
Oo, dire-diretso na.
Oo. Ano pa yun, naalala ko yun, talagang naghanda pa ako na para kailangan ko yata. Nag-load pa ako doon sa TNBS ng pera, para in-expect ko na araw-araw ako mag-taxi kasi doon sa nangyayari. Pero ayun, nawala hanggang sa at all nawala na totally yung work. Ayan.
Tapos sinubukan na nga nating yun yan, diba, na-suspend na yung maraming mga bagay. Lahat ng activities natin and activities ng student organizations. So student activities life for the second semester of this school year was totally shut down, kumbaga. And that includes the Sanggunian general elections.
Nakarinig tayo kahapon ba nung Saturday, 'di ba? Nagkaroon ng balita. Ayan.
Yeah, dahil
ano nga ba 'yun?
Ayan. Nagsimula yan sa decision ng Ateneo Comelec na dahil nga hindi possible sa ngayon na magkaroon ng physical Sanggunian general elections. So they opted to postpone the elections to the first semester of school year 2020-2021 or whenever possible, no, kung posible na talaga. So right now, the Sanggunian will work with an interim set of officers. So according to the Sanggunian Constitution, that would mean that the incumbent Sanggunian Vice President, Mr. J.B. Beharin, will ascend to the position of interim.
Kala ko to heaven.
Of interim heavyweight champion. Interim.
Ano pa?
Boxing pala.
Boxing pala. Nako, JB, alam mo ba yung pinapasok mo?
Yeah. Ayan. O nga yan, si JB ay he will step up to Sanggunian President until magkaroon ng general elections. Ito ay mangyayari po, no, dahil ang ating incumbent and outgoing Sanggunian Vice President, Mr. Kiel Kiwa, is already a graduating senior. So as per the Constitution, hindi niya na pwedeng hawakan yung position beyond May 8, which is the end of the second semester. So Mr. J.B. Beharin will assume the position of interim president, and there will be a process to select the interim vice president from among the 4 school representatives. Na ang alam ko, magkakaroon ng panel interview, panel interview, live stream, I think on May 6.
Wednesday.
So on Wednesday, para mamili na si JB lang ina-interview niya. Job interview pa.
Via Zoom din?
Via Zoom Pro.
Zoom Pro.
Hindi pa yata kaya ng ano, ng Sango budget.
Oo, iano natin yan, i-share natin yan sa page natin.
Ayan. So, yun po ang kaganapan sa sanggunian. Yun po yung, kung nakita nyo rin po yung memo ni Kiel na nagpapasalamat na siya sa mga suporta ninyo, sa suporta nating lahat. Ayan, yun po yun.
Ako, I'm sure ang daming memories ni Kiel, no? Yung parang from the very start of, 'di ba, of his tenure. Tapos, yan, dami-daming kwento, pinagdaanan, 'di ba?
And sabi ko nga, yung ano pa lang niya, yung road pa lang niya to the presidency. Diba? Na parang hindi mo na siya tumakbo, nagka-failure elections, special elections, dun siya tumakbo.
Tumakbo sila ni JB.
Pati pala si JB, nga pala. Pareho silang special elected.
Special elected. Ayan. Good morning. Speaking of special, sa Special Education Society, ayan, di ba? Ayan sila. Na-mention sila ng isa nilang area, yung Cotolengo Filipino. I was also there, parang one NSTP session. Nag-volunteer ako as NSTP for me, parang deputy.
Yes.
Medyo malayo yung place pero
saan bumanda ang Cotolengo, sir?
Sa Montalban.
Okay.
At hindi siya yung malapit na Montalban, no? Sa may
Sierra Madre na.
Oo, sa may medyo mataas na actually, sa may na quarry site. So wow, talagang for speed to be able to deliver the goods there talaga.
Makikita natin. Yes, makikita natin na hindi pa rin talaga pinababayaan or hindi pa rin nawawala sa isip ng ating organizations yung kanilang mga partner communities. Dahil ang alam ko, Cotolengo has been Speed's partner for quite some time now.
Matagal na,
Matagal na, kaya yun, no? Kaya yun, hindi na napigilan ng Cotolengo na magpasalamat sa Speed.
And then I think pagka may event yung Speed, dinadala nila yung kids ng Cotolengo din sa school eh.
Kaya familiar na rin naman ang institution na yun with Ateneo through Ateneo Speed.
Yan. All in the name of service and love. Ayan. Ano bang topic natin ngayon?
Speaking of love. Pag-uusapan po natin ngayon kung meron nga bang paraan para meron nga bang paraan para ang mga magkasintahan ay
anong tawag? Magkabiyak. Yan.
Magkabiyak.
Ay, hindi pa
naman. Ayan. Hindi pa nga eh.
Oo nga. Hoy, malapit na. Pag-usapan din natin mamaya yan. Itatanong ko yan sa'yo.
Pwede naman. Ayan. Pag-uusapan po natin ang love and relationship in the time of the pandemic. Ano po ba ang kalagayan ng ngayon ng ating mga magsiirog ng mga mag-aaral, no? How do they cope with the challenge of being away from each other for more than a month now? Sana wag na kayong mag-date, no? ECQ tayo.
Anyway, di rin naman kayo makakapag-hold hands, di ba?
Oo nga naman. Tsaka social distancing kayo, no?
Oo.
Yan, no? Ano nga ba ang mga ginagawa nila? Kumusta nga ba ang ating students in relationships in the time of this global pandemic, in the time of the quarantine of the lockdown? Pag-uusapan po natin kung kumusta na ba sila at ano ba ang mga ginagawa nila.
Yan. May puwang ba ang pag-ibig sa panahon ng pandemya?
Pantindahan ng pandesal.
Oo. Pero kaya may gagawa kaya ng ganong tinapay?
Pandemya.
Anyway.
Okay. Kaya may makakasama po tayong tatlong couples this morning to talk about their relationships in this trying time.
Yeah. At syempre dahil pro na tayo, hindi natin kailangan mag-break for commercial.
Thank you, Jesco.
Thank you, Jesco. Ayan. Baka naman. Yan, tulosan natin, Sir Neil. Yung mga guests, I think ready na sila.
Sige, pasok lang kayo. Nasa lobby lang po sila. Our first couple is from AUS. He is the outgoing na ba AUS president, Kurt Abalos, and the Sec Gen of Ateneo Blue Repertory, Miss Eliz de los Santos. Andiyan na ba sila? Mamaya pa sila mapasok.
Come in.
Hello.
Ayan na.
Ayan.
Hi, Eliz.
Hi,
Good
Eliz.
morning.
Naka-mute yan.
Ayan.
Hello.
Ayan.
Okay. Hi.
Hello. Good morning, Eliz.
Good morning.
Where's Kurt? Ayan, there's Kurt.
Ayan na si Kurt.
Kurt, come in.
Ayan. Ayan.
Wow.
Okay.
Zoom.
Wow.
Zoomed in Zoom. Yeah.
Yan. Hello, Kurt. Good
Hi,
morning.
Kurt.
Naririnig mo ba kami?
Hello?
Yan. Naka-mute ka, Kurt.
Naka-mute ka. Yeah.
Yan.
Hi, Kurt.
Hello. Good morning.
Morning.
Ang layo ni Kurt, may delay. Okay. Ayan. Sige, papasukin mo natin ang ating next
pasukin natin.
Okay? Pasok na kayo. Okay.
Pasok kayo.
Our next couple, the president of the Loyola Film Circle, Andie Bernas, and also from LFC, CADS, and an OrSem 2019 host, we have Enzo Tan.
Yan.
Ayan.
Andie and Enzo, good morning.
Pasok na.
Mukha tayong Brady Bunch na today kasi marami tayo.
Sana mapuno natin yung screen.
Oo.
Ayan.
Dahil pala nag-color code tayo ng background para nice, no? Parang pastel.
Ayo nga. Hi,
Anyway.
Enzo.
Hi, Enzo.
Okay. Si Andie still connecting.
Andie is still connecting.
Good morning, guys. Happy to be here.
Hello.
Good morning, Enzo. Ayan, I think Andie's in.
Ayan.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hi, sir.
Andie.
Wait, can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes, loud and clear.
Yay.
Okay.
Morning.
And for our last couple, from the Ateneo Celadon, AVP for Doc and Pub, Jerry Feng. And also from Ateneo Celadon, pare-pare sila from Celadon, Janela Gao. Ayan.
Mukhang doon sila nagkita. Tama kaya?
Ayan, oo. Okay. Jerry and Janela. Let's go. Kami, hello.
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 Ayan.
Asan na sila?
Okay.
Nakaingit naman yung iniinom ni Enzo.
So habang hinihintay natin, ayan na. Okay. Alright.
Uy, nasa Canada. Si Jerry.
Canada Street. Alright, and then si Janela is also here with us.
Ayan, konti na lang.
Wow. Ang saya na 9 screens.
Oo nga.
Diba?
Hindi
Saya.
nakaka-OC na, no?
Hindi nakaka-OC.
Okay. Siguro hintayin na lang natin konti si Janela. Pero siguro while waiting for Janela, baka may mga gusto muna kayong batiin.
Agree.
Friends.
Mga hindi pa nakakakita sa inyo ever since the lockdown. And
Well, let them know that you're okay.
yeah.
Sige, once to start, greet.
Si Eliz muna, si Eliz.
Okay. I think my parents are watching. Hi, pa. And special shout out, I guess, to Nate Bosano, Mar Orjente, Dico Tempo, Renee, La Peña, and E.G. Holyoso, who literally messaged me yesterday and they were like, "We shout out. So
Wow.
here's your
Ayan
shout
na.
out, guys.
Ayan na. Okay. Kurt.
For me naman, same with Eliz, just one person. Si Renee La Peña, because she's my Minister of Externals for the org. And then she thanked me for putting AS on the show today. So like, oh, interesting. I didn't know that. But hi, Renee.
Oh.
Right.
First time ba ng AUs dito? Hindi naman yet. Or is it the
Yeah,
first
I
time?
think so. Yeah, I think so.
Congrats, AUs. Enzo.
Shouts to Rafi Peña. He especially requested. Shouts to Ren, my coming successor, internals VP for LFC, and to Peep and Meek, the collab, my bandmates. They really woke up extra early for this one.
And you all did din.
Yeah.
Don't worry, kahit kami.
Okay, Andie.
Shout out to Renzo Guevara and his girlfriend Marty. I know they're watching right now, and they're big players in how me and Enzo got together. So,
Yes.
Yeah. We'll hear more about that later on. Okay, Jerry.
Hello. I don't know who's watching, but like, yeah, shout out to whoever, friends. Yeah.
All right. Marami nanonood, no? Because we're live on Facebook.
Oh my God.
And
What
Janela,
happened?
are you there?
I guess shout out to my Sala friends and also my blockmates. Yeah, that's all.
Ayan. Okay. Thank you guys for yun nga sabi ni Sir Ino for waking up extra early and being on the show. And because I think this is a very important topic.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Oo. Ako, sige, mamaya na.
Mamaya na.
Ayan. Sige, siguro pag-usapan muna natin your story, before this pandemic, siguro starting out as couples, ano ba ang kwento ninyo? How did you guys meet? And how did you eventually get together? Before everything, before all of this.
Yeah. How long have you been together? Siguro?
Yeah. Siguro please, siguro yung brief backgrounder of your love story. Yeah.
All right. How about Jerry and Janela? Sige, kayo muna.
Yeah.
Okay. So for us, okay, so I remember seeing this tweet from Sir Leyland once. He said like seeing all those org interviews reminded him of how he and his wife met. That's pretty much how me and Janelle met also. When she first joined Ateneo Celadon, I was her interviewer, and then in Celadon's GA, I was her FASI. Then when she joined my department, DocPop, I was DocPop AVP back then. I was her interviewer again, so that's how we met. We've been together around for like 1 year and 3 months.
Oh, over a year now.
Yeah.
Dapat pala kumuha ko ng pillow. Yeah, wow.
Okay. Tama naman, Janela. Do you want to
Tama
add?
naman.
Do you want to add other
I-validate
details?
nga natin kay Janela.
Yeah, that's summary of it.
Okay. All right. So yung parang process ng you joining Celadon, it was Jerry who parang that's how you got introduced to Jerry.
Yeah. Like when I first joined, I was somewhat, we had lots of things in common in the start.
Mm-hmm.
Then over that, so I was like, okay, he's my crush now.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's where it started, I guess.
Ay.
Iba.
Iba.
Kinilig na si Jerry.
Was that your first impression? Parang, uy, okay to. Or hindi masyado.
My first impression would probably be like, oh, he's tall and he's Chinese. Pwede.
Pwede to.
Check, gano'n.
Yan. Okay. Sige, si ano naman? Siguro Andie and Enzo naman. How'd you guys start?
Yeah, so we're both from LFC, diba? And it's really thanks to LFC that we got together. Kasi we met in freshman year in Under the Stars, 2017.
Talaga yan,
Yeah.
Under the Stars na yan.
Oo. Tapos yun, we were friends since then. Pero nung O-Film 2018, so magsa-third year na kami, that's when we got really close kasi we were working together. And then it just happened naturally. Thanks to LFC projects, ganun.
Ayan. Enzo, validate.
Months, so a year, 8 months. And actually, we really got close talaga on set. And because Andie was the director of the O-Film and I was assistant director with our fellow ADC Renzo. And we were really an effort of a lot of friends kasi pareho kaming sobrang torpe. Like in the whole thing, yung nagkatuluyan na kami. So yeah, product of labor and love. Pero actually, even though si Andie didn't really have a crush on me until mga that summer na, I actually did find a cute for like the long.
Alam niyo kung kailan kung kailan kami sa
kami yan sa production schedule.
Nakalagay ba yun sa planner?
Yeah.
Kasi meet cute muna.
Yan. Oh.
Yan.
So did it all happen naturally? Parang walang parang 'di ba kasi 'di ba may mga dati may mga ligaw stage ganyan. Nililigawan kita yung I'm formally parang courting you to become your boyfriend, for you to become my girlfriend. So walang ganun, parang natural lang talaga na you got together.
Yeah, not really. Kasi we were super close na during the production. So ayun, we were used to being with each other a lot, seeing each other every day. And then it was thanks to our mutual friend then si Hikaru Murakami. Kasi she knew that we both liked each other, but we both just thought like, okay, they don't like me naman, so whatever. She was the one who really pushed us to like make some moves. So
Wow. So maraming mga
natural lang.
Yeah, so maraming mga enabler friends.
Maraming enabler.
Yan.
All right. Sige.
Enzo, you're gonna say something?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Hikaru. She told Andie to show a bit more signs and she told me naman to chill more and we all know where that got us. So, thanks.
Yeah. Minsan talaga, nakakatulong din talaga yung friends na.
Yan. So, kung si Jerry tsaka si Janela interviews, sila mga enabler friends. Yan. Si Enzo tsaka si Andie enabler friends. Si Kurt tsaka si Eliz. Paano?
Yan.
Paano naman yung kwento?
Okay, we met twice because the first time, Kurt snobbed me.
Ay!
Yeah,
like, si Kurt?
it was so funny because I was in an elevator. Here we go, Kurt. I'm gonna roast you live. So what happened was...
Which elevator? MVP
The MVP elevator, yeah.
Nice.
Wow, buti gumagana.
So parang I was going up to the third floor, and then it so happened that Kurt and one of our other friends, Jan Christian Uy, both of them were also gonna go up. So the three of us were inside the elevator, and then there was like this awkward silence. And then Jan Christian Uy is like, "Oh, hi Eliz, have you met Kurt? Kurt is a great guy, He's the new project head for AS's flagship project, Ateneo Model UN." So I'm like, okay, cool. If he's a nice guy, I'll just say hi, right? So I said hi. And then sakto, like, the elevator door opened and he just like walked out.
What?
Like, sis, you have really nice eyebrows, but what's up with your attitude?
Kurt,
So yun.
Ano yung kwento behind that?
Yeah, is that true?
I don't remember that. So.
Yeah, one-sided.
Nag-blank nga lang si Kurt na umalis na siya.
Oo, suplado ka pala.
Suplado sa personal.
No, I know the other story that she's going to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay, you continue na lang.
Go ahead,
fine.
Kurt.
So I was in the org room, MVP 210. That's the AS org room, and then I was just doing homework and org stuff. And then Eliz comes in for her interview with one of our common friends, Raul Gab Manalo. He was supposed to interview her for a position in my project. So she came in, she asked where Gab was, and then I said, "Oh, he's not here," and I just went back to typing and focusing on what I was doing. And then Elise was told to go down, but she went back up with Gab. And then I came along with them on their interview because apparently we have a new system of interview where we walk around, so we can get their interviewee's side more relaxed and more of a peer-to-peer basis. And at the end of that, I just said, "Oh, look, she's cute," and then I just went back up. That's basically it.
Wow. And that was when? This is when? How long ago?
2018.
2018.
2018.
Yeah.
So now you guys have been together for how long? Oh.
Okay.
So far,
Sabay guys.
seeing each other's 11 months, but officially it's less than that. I think officially is
Like recently lang. This
4.
year. Yeah.
4 months.
4 months.
Yeah.
Oh, just this year. How about Enzo and Andie? How long have you been together?
20 months.
20 months.
Okay. So that's a little less than 2 years pala, no?
Mhm.
Almost.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Ayan. So, yun. So, yan. So, now we know your stories. Alam na natin kung paano kayo nagkakilala. So, in your... So ang pinakamatagal pala is Enzo and Andie. No? Siguro let's start with you guys. Before this pandemic, how did you spend time together? Anong ginagawa ninyo? You go
By the way,
out?
are you guys all in Manila right now?
Oo nga pala.
NCR?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ano naman dormer? May dormer ba? Wala naman.
Wala naman. May dormer ba dyan?
Oh, there's still dormers?
Yeah.
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 They're around 50 right now, living in the dorm. Yeah.
Campus.
Oh.
Yes. Doon pa rin sila.
Anyway, going back to
Ayan, Enzo and
Andie.
Andie. Oh. How did you guys spend time with each other, before this pandemic?
Well, we're both very takaw eaters. Both me and Andy, we do really enjoy eating out a lot. And actually, like, in the middle of the time, syempre after a break, we lalabas kami palagi, eat here, eat there, have a movie, go to UP Town. And then mga middle of the SEM, yung mga tipong nagdedwindle na yung allowance ko and whatnot.
Ayun, syempre, di ba labas kayo na labas? We would actually just buy our own groceries sometimes and or eat dinner na at each other's places. It's something that's evolved more into now. Syempre na nasa bahay na kami and nagluluto kami even more now. But definitely, food talaga yung pinaka-main get-together namin ni Andie. Yeah.
So what do you miss the most? Like what restaurant or what food in the cafeteria?
Yeah, Sutra. Ganyan.
Yan. Tita Bebes ba yan?
Tita Bebe.
Chili Chicos, joke lang ba yun?
Yeah, I
Oh.
was about to say. I was about to say, Chili Chicos.
May
I'll meet
pa-endorsement
up
pa.
with Enzo while he's there. Oo, tas I'll order na rin my own. But yeah, I really miss going dun to UP Town. Really like 2-1-2-1. That was the first. Yeah, that was the first place we ate in together. Or there's also this new place in Katip called 11P. Really like that. That was our last date right before the suspension of classes. So ayun, I really want to go back there today.
Good burgers, really good croquetas. Yeah.
May libre endorsement pa.
Sponsored.
Sorry. Anyway, I don't think they're open right now. Yeah.
Okay, sige, si ano naman? Si Jerry naman and Janela. How do you guys spend time together? Ano yung mga ginagawa ninyo?
Mostly sa school ba? Do you guys go out?
Okay, so because like we live in the same city. Well, she's not in Manila right now, but then that's why she has like major weak connection. But then like before this pandemic started, we lived in the same city, so like every day going to school, I would just pick her up and then I'll bring her home, and then we would eat out like for dinner like maybe 2 or 3 times a week, and then lunch is usually in JSEC. Then same with Andie and Enzo. UP Town every now and then. Yeah.
So that's your bonding, no? Yung travel nyo going to and from Ateneo every day.
Mainly, yeah. And then of course all the org room moments because we're in the same org. So yeah.
Yeah, oo nga.
Yeah.
Celadon, right?
Yes, Celadon.
Yes. Janela,
Yeah.
you want to say something? Janela, are you there?
I guess every day was like a date pre the pandemic because we were always together. So we always hung out and we always ate, just like he said. And our group, yeah.
Uy, gusto ko yun yung parang every day is like a date.
Sabay sila magpunta sa school kasi.
Tsaka pa uwi.
Yeah.
Galing.
So wow, so may intayan siguro to, no? Kasi I'm sure hindi kayo pareho ng schedule when it comes to classes and stuff.
Yeah.
Meron ba kayong meet up? Hindi, huwag na natin sabihin ko. Pero meron ba kayong meet up place? Ganyan.
Alright.
Yeah.
Meet up place.
Yeah, before going home, yan.
Org room.
Org room.
Yeah.
Okay. Sige, si ano naman. Let's go back to Eliz and Kurt. Ayan. Aside from riding the elevators up and down, anong ginagawa ninyo?
kung gawa.
Kung umaandar.
Kung gawa. Oo, hindi naman kayo na-trap sa elevator sa MVP kasi ako, ayoko na sumasakay dun kasi my gosh, parang Tuesday lang yata siya gumagana.
May schedule.
Kurt, you wanna?
Okay. Same with Janela and Jerry. We find ways to meet each other in between our classes. So like, if it's lunchtime, we meet up in MVP, and then we move on to either JSEC or outside Katip, like
Mostly
either Jollibee.
JSEC.
Mostly JSEC, but I just bring my own baon. So.
You just eat in JSEC.
Yeah.
Okay.
But other than that, that's mostly where our dates revolve around.
Yeah.
Okay. Ayan. Marami. Madalas naman talaga, especially that you're in the same school. So talagang maraming times talaga na, you hang out in school. Kaya parang adventure na rin pag lumalabas kayo ng school.
Yeah.
That's true.
Ayan. Okay. So, sige, let's talk about March 12 onwards. No? March 12 is when Ateneo suspended classes, no? Supposedly only until March 18 because of the...
We're here!
No.
Pero umabot na tayo ng May 4. Star Wars
we're
Day
still
na.
here.
Dito pa rin tayo. Ayan, may the 4th be with you, sabi nga ni Enzo. Yun. Kumusta? Ano yung naging challenges? Parang beginning, nung nalaman ninyo yung news that it will be, extended until, I think it was until April 12, first, no? Yung enhanced community quarantine. Ano yun? Paano yung naging conversations ninyo with each other? Na, uy, paano to? Sabi, bawal daw lumabas for non-essential things. Ano yun? Ano yung mga
Tsaka meron ba kayong Meron ba kayong mga dates na naka-schedule dapat a day or 2 days before after the ECQ was announced? Meron ba kayong scheduled trips para out of town or out of the country na hindi natuloy? May mga ganun ba?
Yeah.
Sige, let's start with umuo si Kurt eh.
Ayan.
Sige.
Okay. Well, I mean, one of the major trips that was scheduled for me, it wasn't with Eliz per se, but because we were given the go now with OSA and VP Vilches to go to Tokyo for an MUN. Like all our papers were already confirmed, we've paid everything until the quarantine hits, and then we have to like abandon everything. We have to try to refund anything that we could, but we couldn't get the full amount. And then other things with Eliz naman. I have a habit of going over to our common friend's place and I cook for her for the monthsary.
Oh.
It's either like simple meals and something like that, or we go to Time Zone
Oh, wow.
and we try to win a rice cooker.
What?
Bakit rice cooker?
Rice cooker?
It's like parang achievement mo. Kasi it's like 10,000 tickets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pero
may ganun nga
practical
pala.
rin kasi Eliz doesn't know.
May rice cooker pala sa time zone.
rice.
Yeah. Meron ding
You can make
teppanyaki grill. Ganun. Samgyup.
Ano nangyari sa time zone? Naging practical na sila.
You don't want yung mga marbles lang eh.
Oo, dati mga stock toy lang.
Mga eraser, gano'n.
Okay, ayan. Oo nga, sige, kung hindi man siguro with each other, meron ba may org thing? I know Eliz from Blue Rep, di ba? Along with TA and Elta, may oo. Kumusta na ba?
Even LFC, may may event yan.
Oh yeah.
Oo.
Under the stars.
Under the stars ng LFC.
Yeah. We were so prepared na for it. We were really getting excited, and then we moved it muna to April because we thought we'd be back na in school, pero wala talaga. And it's sad kasi that was gonna be like the last UTS for me and Enzo, especially that's where we met pa.
Right.
So ayun, pero next year na lang we'll be back.
Ayan. Tama kasi it was bound to be sentimental for you guys, di ba? Kasi yun nga.
Yeah, tapos when the suspension was announced, ang sayang kasi like for siguro 2 weeks na, we were stressing over midterms ganon. Tas we kept saying it's okay, after this we're gonna have Samgyup, we're gonna celebrate. And we scheduled it March 11. Pero yun na, it was suspended already by then. So sayang talaga, like right the day before. And that was also for our monthsary. So until now, we're craving Samgyup.
I know the feeling. Kasi sa OSA din. Sa OSA din, yan ang pastime namin. So,
pastime na.
Samgyup.
Oo, di ba Aaron?
Ay, oo nga. Di ba Aaron?
And Andie also had STA lined up.
Oh.
IST, yeah. I was supposed to go to Spain in intercession.
Okay.
Hoping to follow in Barcelona because I was gonna work for Salad Stop, but quarantine happened. So
Dami
Meet up sana
talagang
sa Barcelona.
Oo.
Social.
Sina Eliz lang, basic lang eh.
Naging Spain.
Ayan. Sina Jerry?
Janela, you want to start?
You have trips ba that was canceled?
They were as in
Okay,
we're
let's
like,
check our
wow,
lines.
finally have time to watch movies and then Under the Stars. And then but then the pandemic happened. We're like, okay, let's just move it. Like I come from Like I'm still here and it's still going on. So we're just waiting for that day that we can finally go out and have a date to celebrate our monthsaries, birthdays, and everything special.
Marami, no? Parang maraming monthsary, maraming yung last celebration nyo dapat monthsary.
Well,
Yes, Jerry, you were saying something.
Well, technically, we don't really celebrate our monthsaries anymore. But then, like, there are like things that were canceled due to this pandemic, and then because like especially with our org, Celadon still had a couple of events left, but then it was all forced to be canceled because this year was supposed to be the year we had our grand alumni homecoming but for Celadon because we only have it like every 3 years. So sayang. And then the Binondo Amazing Race, that was kind of like a lot of people were looking forward to it. But so a lot of
I
things
think
were
that was rescheduled a couple of times, diba? Yung Binondo Amazing Race, I think. Ever since Taal happened.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was really
I love
rescheduled.
this year.
Then it was forced to be canceled. And then I guess like some challenges in this pandemic is just communication problems because like her internet is not really stable. So like yeah.
Well, yun nga. Siguro speaking of communication, how do you stay in touch with each other? Kasi for example, Jerry, you mentioned nga na internet connection could be a problem. Siguro specifically for Janela and you this time. Pero yun, siguro if internet connection fails, how do you communicate with each other?
And then how regular?
Yeah.
For us,
We talk on Messenger naman.
Ay,
like,
sorry.
every
Sorry.
day. But then when we... Yeah. I'm sorry, wait.
Go, Janela, sige.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So, we usually talk on Messenger every day. And then if the internet connection fails and let's say that we want to video call or just hear each other, we'd usually go the old-fashioned way through cell phone, like mobile call talaga.
Okay, no? You just want to hear each
Yeah.
other.
Ang sweet nun, no? Kasi naririnig mo talaga yung voice.
Ayan, Andie, sige. Kayo naman ni Enzo.
Kasi my love language is quality time talaga.
Oh, hirap.
So, so for
Hirap,
us,
no?
like, we've been, hirap. So for us, we've been planning a lot of stuff to do together through video call. Like we've watched a movie together thanks to Netflix party, ganon. We've worked out together. We've even tried like cooking together. So at least we've been getting used to it now. The whole like quarantine communication type of thing.
Yeah, trying to get creative, trying to recreate the same sabay. So kung si Andie yung mag-order ng tetsu, tsatsaga ako, gagawa ko ng sarili kong karaan. Match whatever the other is doing so that we could get a semblance of our presence with each other. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Pero mostly talaga it's dependent on on internet connection din talaga.
Definitely.
Yeah. There was a week when our internet wasn't working and that was just so tough kasi parang the week felt so long and then I couldn't really call Enzo a lot. So it was hard. Like we had to also like text and messenger na lang.
You guys use video ba usually?
Yeah,
Video,
Facebook.
video call. Facebook.
Yeah. Zoom for work, Messenger for fun.
Yeah.
That's true.
Sige, si naman? Si Eliz and
Si Eliz
Kurt.
naman.
Well, one way, memes, guys. Memes. You never run out. Like, parang that's like one way. That's a conversation starter for Kurt and I, like almost every day. Like, it's like it's super random, but it gets the conversation going, and then we just like tell jokes to each other. And then other times at the start of the quarantine, we just played games with one another. Like we were super competitive. I remember like we were on vid call and then we were playing this like business game who could make the most money. And I was just like, yo, I'm earning so much money in your face, Kurt. And then that kind of died down a bit. And then now what we've been doing is we've been looking at the list that we made, like the movies that we wanted to watch together before the quarantine. And then it's kind of like a blessing in disguise, I guess. Like now we have so much time and nothing to do. So like we just call on Zoom and then share screen. And then, we watch all the movies that we wanted to watch together. Yeah.
Oh. Downside lang is you're not physically together.
Yeah, that's true.
But you're watching the same thing. So okay na rin, di ba?
Ayan. Okay. Given all the things that you've been doing together, quote unquote, during the pandemic, and siguro spending the least amount of time together since you got together. I think baka ito na yung pinakamatagal na hindi kayo magkasama since being together. Kung tama ako. Are there any new things that you learned about each other?
Yeah. Late pala to magising or anyway, what?
Or you already knew that about?
Alam niyo na yon. Or puro junk food pala siya pag sa bahay.
Pero meron bang ganon?
Ganun ba?
Things that you learned about each other precisely because you've been apart. You've been away from each other. Meron ba?
Bago nyo sagutin yan, batiin muna natin yung mga viewers natin.
Ayan.
Sige, think about it. Yan, sila Bradford Cow who's watching.
Hi, Bradford.
Hey, Bradford.
Si Gerard Afable. Si Renzo Guevara. Yeah, let's go, Jerry. Blockmate ko yan.
Oh.
Yes.
Ayan.
Renzo's my blockmate, yeah.
Yeah, si Sir Mark, si Diego Rojas, yan, si Josh from LSC, hello.
Wow.
Yeah. Si Sir Tats, nakababalik lang daw ng Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sino pa ba? Oh, si E.G. Golyoso. Go Eliz,
Oh,
sabi
hey.
niya.
Hey, EG.
Gabriel Estoque.
Oh my gosh, hey, Estoque. How's your breakfast?
Yeah. Rafael Peña.
Ravi!
Yeah, hi daw sila.
Yan, mukhang marami tayong ginising this morning.
Oo nga. Pag Monday, maaga talaga tayo gumigising.
Yan. Pag Monday lang.
Right.
Right. Okay, so going back to the question. Yeah.
Oh, anything new you learned about each other now that you've spent siguro almost 2 months apart, no? Oh, si Kurt, parang may sasabihin si Kurt.
Yeah, I have. Apparently, Eliz hasn't watched that much movies from our generation. Like, for example, may I ask, has anyone, aside from Eliz, watched Hangover already? Like all three, or at least one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen all three.
Eliz hasn't watched them before the quarantine.
Wait, okay.
Oh. Wow.
Grabe. Call out.
Okay, Kurt. Okay.
Okay lang naman.
Okay, I see
Okay
you.
lang
I
naman.
see you.
Okay lang naman.
We just finished it literally yesterday.
Oh, okay.
We finished the last film yesterday, and then she liked it naman. But my favorite film, or my favorite sequel was 2, because there were some Thai parts I didn't understand, and then Eliz could translate it for me. So I laughed even more.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, I
from there in
understand them.
Thailand.
But yeah, it's just interesting that Eliz hasn't watched these type of films yet. And it's good that we're catching up on them. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, my turn, Kurt. Get ready. I'm joking. But one thing that I discovered was Kurt hasn't watched a lot of musicals. And then super sakto because Andrew Lloyd Webber had this 48-hour streaming
Yeah.
of Phantom of the Opera. So
Yeah.
like me, I watched the illegal bootleg so many times. It was nice to watch illegal for once. And then parang I dragged Kurt and I was like, hey, you should watch this. And at first he was like super hesitant. And then afterwards, it was so funny. Parang throughout the entire time we were watching, he was just going, oh my gosh, Ganon. So I wasn't watching the musical. Nah, I was just watching him because his reactions were so much more entertaining. And what I didn't think was that he would actually obsess. Right? He became a bit obsessed about it. Like he was watching how the costumes were made, how the set and props were made, and I was like, wow, grabe ka. I've never watched those. I just watched the musical. But yeah, that was like one cool thing that I learned.
Kurt should
Him.
give us a little sample.
Sample daw. All I ask of you.
I don't want to spoil it. I want to spoil it for everyone.
Ano, music of the night, go.
Masquerade.
All right, sige.
Like, may I just ask from this pool only? Have you guys watched Love Never Dies, the sequel to Santos?
No.
Phantom
The opera.
Oh, no, not yet.
Okay, then I won't say anything. I'm done. I don't want to spoil it.
Don't spoil.
But yeah.
Sige, puntahan naman natin ang ating LFC couple. Yan, Enzo and Andie. Things you learned about each other.
Well, okay. I guess for me, I've always known that Andie can get creative in the kitchen because like back before we were together and I would support all of her vlogs. I knew that before she had that mga midnight snacks, mga sandwiches niya. So I knew. But I guess when we were together, syempre busy during college. And ako, I apartment in Katip. So I don't get to cook as much unless I'm in JSEC. So over this break talaga, because we've really been at home, like I've really seen Andie get very adventurous in the kitchen. And actually me too. Definitely, like it's really just bouncing off each other. Si Andie magbe-bake ng ganito, ako I'll make some Korean dish. Andie's going to whip out a nice pasta, and we're really just riffing off each other. And I really got to see how creative we both can get when we play around with the limited groceries we have at home. Kasi syempre, how many times do you get to go in and out? How many times do you get to replenish your ref?
Yeah.
Really about just trying to explore right now.
Oh no, it can really test your creativity, no?
Yeah.
With the limited resources that we have right now. Ikaw naman, Andie, anything new you learned about Enzo?
I guess about Enzo, I really noticed now how game he is to try new things, particularly with working out. Kasi ako, I like to do yoga. And I was so happy that he was so encouraging. He was like, can I join you? Can we have our own yoga session again? And I was like, oh, okay. And yeah, so we've been doing that lately, and it's really fun. And it's fun to see Enzo try them new poses, them stretches and all. So that was like my new discovery. It's always game to do new things.
So it's only now during the pandemic that Enzo asked to join you in yoga.
Kasi during school, I got busy with school, ganon. I wasn't really working out as much, so I only got back to it now. We both got back to working out now lang eh.
Yeah.
With the time.
Dami na nating time.
Kind of work. It's because like no, I wouldn't say I play basketball, but I attempt to play basketball and or let's say aggressive physical activity. And so for a 200 plus pound guy trying out flexibility poses, it's kind of scary, but definitely I've been learning a lot from Andie. Yeah, you check out my downward facing dog and whatnot.
Ayan, no, buti na lang dyan si Andie to help you out with your poses, no. About Jerry and Janela, anything you learned about each other?
Janela.
Okay, I can go first. I guess from what I learned is that Jerry is more mature than I thought he was, in a sense na from being together all the time to all of a sudden not being together all the time. Like, I was really unsure if we were able to like cope through it because we
Mm-hmm.
chatted every day, we were always together, and then bigla, like not as often. So
Mm-hmm.
it's more on maturity, and also that when he says that he's gonna work out, he really works out. He doesn't like slap off.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh. Tularan si
Ingit ako.
Jerry.
Naingit
Oo nga.
ako doon.
Oo nga.
And here I am, sitting
Oo nga
on my
eh.
couch.
Pagkatapos nito, mag-YouTube lang ako eh.
Oo, di ba?
Hindi mo na. How about you, Jerry?
Okay, in my defense to that, I really just don't like, because I work out regularly even before this pandemic pa. So
Mhm.
now that all the gyms are closed and stuff, and then I can only work out at home. But then, like, it's better than nothing, because
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
also a way to like keep myself busy and healthy naman. But then I guess something I learned about Janela, it's also more on the maturity side, because like before I was like before this pandemic happened, like we would always talk about all of the problems and stuff, and then like from
Oh, it's not just me. Okay, cool.
I like how everyone just went like, huh?
Guys, Jerry, I think we... Hello,
Ayan,
Jerry?
ayan.
Yeah.
Ayan. All right. Sige, Jerry, can you repeat what you
Okay.
just said? And
Hello?
medyo nagka-log lang
Yeah.
tayo. Ka-lag pala.
Say, Jerry,
Oh,
you
no.
were saying something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, as I was saying, like it's also more on the maturity side, because like let's just use the org elections as an example, because like she she ran for DOCO AVP of Celadon last year, and then it wasn't successful. Then like from but then like the way that she handled all the emotional stress, and then like all the pressure, it's really different from last year to this year, because like this year with the pandemic going on, and then like with her unstable internet connection, it's really like I couldn't be there to hear her out all the time. And plus like in this year's election, I also tried to run for Celadon's president, so like I also had a lot of emotional load on myself to handle. So like, but then the way that she handled it this year, like it really showed that she was a lot more mature than last year. And then even though I wasn't able to win, but then I'm just glad that she was able to win. Yeah. My
Yan.
successor.
Support.
Oo. Di ba, kaya nga nakakatuwa rin, parang yes, we hope sana, di ba, that we're all together this time, pero yun nga,
What's happening?
because of the health crisis, kailangan ng time apart. Pero even with this time apart, almost 2 months na, we still learn new things, no, about our partners. Marami pa rin tayo natututunan, and we discover a lot about each other when we're apart. Kaya siguro yun na lang, no, yung parang tignan na lang yung parang positive side, hope for the best, na sana matapos na ang lahat.
Stay healthy.
To stay healthy. Workout, yoga, and
Yoga.
and everything else. Na mga ginagawa ninyo. Pero
Keep
siguro
fit.
just to bring everything to a close, baka we can give a little piece of advice or words of encouragement for all the people in relationships who are watching us
Couples.
this morning, mga couples na nanonood sa atin. as couples, what advice or siguro what encouragement can you give our listeners para sa mga couples or para sa mga alam mo yung nalulungkot lang na hindi nila makita yung friends nila.
Yeah. Yan na natin yung mga single muna.
Sige. Siguro let's begin with lang, sina Jerry.
Wait. Is she online?
Yeah.
Are you connected?
Yeah, Janela. I think her internet connection is really faulty.
Okay, I guess I'll start first.
Yeah.
Wait. I'll just ask her to
Yeah, sige.
Coordinate.
Okay, so I guess for me and her, for me and Janela, because Janela got disconnected again. Yeah, so I guess some of the things that we would like to say is just even though it's hard, it may be hard to not see each other or like see your friend, but then like I guess all you have to do is just maintain. It's just to communicate, because like even every problem in a relationship, or like be it in a relationship or in friendship, it always starts with like miscommunication. Usually starts with miscommunication and stuff. It's like so like to really keep it going, you have to communicate and like understand each other. So it's not hard to keep the relationship going, but then communication and understanding, it's really a must.
Yes, communication nga, di ba? Lalo na ngayon na hindi kayo makapag-usap face to face.
Yeah.
You really need time. You really need to look for ways to still keep in touch. Napag-usapan nga natin yan earlier.
And this is gonna go on for a while. So even though kahit like hindi face to face, thankful pa rin tayo na we have our phones, we have our internet. Sometimes.
Okay. Enzo and Andie.
Yeah, agreed with Jerry. Like, communication is really key. And I know we hear that a lot, but it's something that sometimes we often forget then to just air out our feelings and be direct with one another. And I guess especially with this quarantine, kasi yun nga, we realized we can't see each other in real life anytime soon. It really pushes us more to bring up like maybe problems or concerns we have right away. Like, para it doesn't just, so we don't just keep harboring those feelings. So communication talaga is really key, being direct with one another. And another important thing is really setting time for each other. Like yun nga, how we do our dates, ganon. Just finding new creative ways to spend time with each other really helps. Yeah.
It's really getting your fundamentals, like understanding na, I guess, it's like, the little things that you do, you're not doing them just little part that you enjoy. And I think understanding of what you guys enjoy and what you guys share together allows you to go on a tangent na rin, na, okay, so like if both like exercise, then we could if we both like this kind of will like similar, because you're understanding why you're doing it. So I mean, it's very know your why, but it's down to that diba? Like just like how to take steps and pivoting, not shifting, not changing, not going 180, but just moving deliberately together.
Yeah, I gusto ko yun, yung moving deliberately. And parang connected din with what Andie said about setting a schedule talaga for communication. Kasi di ba, parang it goes hand in hand din talaga na I think it goes hand in hand with commitment, no? Committing to the other person na I'm setting this specific time for this. Although parang nag-usap naman kayo the entire day, pero merong may set time talaga for communication. And
Chores.
Kurt and Eliz.
For me, I guess it goes like beyond just just like beyond couple relationships, but like with your other friends too. Like this pandemic, I think most extroverts can relate. We're not used to see. It's been very hard to adjust because like we don't really see like a lot of people. So it's a good idea to like check in with your friends or like your significant other. Don't just ask like what they're doing or what they're eating. Like really ask them how are you, and then set aside time to make sure that they're okay and that they're hanging in there during this pandemic. Yeah.
And Kurt?
Oh, for me naman, I agree naman with what was mentioned before, but I also like to add that this is an opportunity to explore new avenues. Because like imagine you can go back to miniclip.com, y3.com, or you can go back to just Minecraft. And maybe possibly you guys could find more things that you guys can relate with your partner. Like for example, Elise mentioned that earlier that we used to play games. Yeah, all of that was on y3.com or miniclip.com. And I just remembered how that was like a big thing before. Like without your iPhones, iPad, or Apple stores, you just go online and just play like Papa Louie's Pizzeria or whatever.
Oh my gosh, I remember that.
Like
Throwback.
take a time to go back.
Yeah, no.
Like imagine if this is like a an Ignatian retreat again.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess.
siguro, 'di ba? In connection din with what happened no with the abrupt end to the semester na kasi 'di ba the rationale no behind the ending of the semester this Friday on May 8th is the realization that this entire pandemic experience that we're going through right now, we're all going through right now, is one big classroom, one big lesson. That no, lessons are not just learned within the curricula of your subjects. No, it goes beyond the lessons that we can learn with this pandemic. Now, for example, yun nga, empathy with friends, resilience despite hardships, resilience of couples, no, or even as individuals. Matututunan yan no outside the four walls of the classroom. Ayan.
So if we answer the question, can relationships survive a pandemic? Love and relationships, and I think yes, diba? Kasi based on what you were saying, it goes beyond the problems we're facing right now. Like yung communication, we're able to find a way to even still communicate, talk to each other, even though may limitations sa internet, sa signal. We find a way. We creatively figure out. Even when not talking, di ba? We share games. You common interests that in the first place was the reason why we jive, why we're together, di ba? So yung foundation, where you started with. So I guess yun yung talaga mo. And the commitment, the strong sense of commitment to each other na, I mean, we're living in difficult times, but yun naman I mean, that's what makes relationship strong, di ba? You're not just the happy times, but also in the challenging times, the trying times. Di ba, Sir Neil?
Oo, hirap. Mahirap. Hindi, yun na nga. Ano lang. I mean, parang siguro yun, to share lang. To share the context. Yan. I'm supposed to get married this Friday. Pero wala.
Oh my God.
Wala. It's
oh my God.
We've decided to postpone it kasi wala rin naman talaga pupunta. Hindi rin talaga pwede.
Pwede na masabi sa'yo Zoom background eh.
O pwede na. Ganun na lang.
Eiffel Tower. Ganun.
So yun, ako rin. I resonate with all of you na talagang it's really just about commitment, di ba? It's staying committed. It's that deliberate decision to commit to another person that keeps you going. Na yun, no? I mean, that event has been in the plans for about a year and a half, no? Tapos biglang una taal. So medyo nag-worry kami, and then okay na yung taal. Tapos bilang okay, COVID naman.
Oh.
So yun.
Sayang.
Supposed to be this Friday, pero it's now moved to sometime next year. Pero kaya yan. My fiance was watching kanina earlier, but she's in a meeting right now. So kaya natin yan. Kaya natin yan, guys.
Yes.
Matatapos yun.
Yes.
Ayan.
Sa'yo pa
Okay.
naman yung pang finale, Sir Neil. So, hintayin natin yan. Kasi Osa had 3 weddings. Supposed to have 3 weddings. So, yung dalawa tapos na. Yan. Si Sir Neil.
Oh.
Oh,
Wow. If you remember, si Ma'am Mitch got married last year. Sir Mark got married early this year.
Yeah.
January. And then I was supposed to get married din nga this Friday. Pero yun.
Ayan.
Kaya yan. Sana wag na umabot ng LeadX Season 4. bago
Hi, welcome back.
Wala pa naman yung asteroid sa 2025 pa yan.
Hindi pa naman tatama.
Hindi pa.
Okay. We thank our couples, our 3 couples this morning for joining us. We thank Eliz and Kurt, Enzo and Andie, and Jerry and Janela for joining us to give us the lesson that yes, love and relationships can still go on. Kahit na hindi kayo nagkikita, kahit na 2 months, almost 2 months na kayo hindi nagkikita in person, pero yun, kaya pa rin natin yan, sabi nga natin, with commitment, and yun, yung mahalaga yun, practical advising to set a schedule, to communicate with one another.
Commit. Yan.
Yeah.
Yan. Commitment. Yan. Okay. Maraming salamat din po sa lahat po ng nanood sa amin this Monday morning here on LeadX. Please join us again next week. Same time, Monday at 9 a.m. Tuloy-tuloy lang po. At 11 a.m. we will have the Jesuit Hour. So keep it here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. My name is Neil Reyes.
Po si Gino Flores. Until next week po, ito ang LeadX on Radyo Katipunan 87.9.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Ateneo.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Good morning. Thank you.